Hey guys, what's going on? Steven back again, and I'm back with another 40k video from Majorkill. Like I've said before, I really enjoy his videos. I like the topics he covers, and I do like the little jokes and stuff he cracks. He does cover some very interesting topics, which not a lot of other YouTubers cover, like oldest space marines, best duelists, things like that. Most of the people that, cover lore and stuff cover, like a certain chapter, a certain named character, like Horus Heresy, War in Heavens, things like that. So that's why I do enjoy his videos covering all these different topics, which I think today's video will be another good one, which is called the Top 10 Most Grimdark Moments in Warhammer 40k Lore. I've heard some people say Warhammer 40k is just not that grim dark anymore. I don't know if that's really true or not. You guys will have to let me know. Also, stick around to the end of the video because I'm going to have another video, because I did find a video of a guy who paints models grim dark. Like you'll get people who will paint their models, nice, shiny, clean looking armor and stuff like that. But yeah, this video here, he paints like the horrific, grim, dark stuff. So definitely stick around to the end of this video here. Once this is over, I'll switch over to that one, and yeah, that's some really good stuff. All right, so anyways, on to the video. Here we go. Oops.
G'day guys and gal. We all know that Warhammer is grimdark. Games Workshop basically say it every 3 seconds, like it's some kind of Tourette's-induced tic for them. In recent times, however, some people might disagree. They think the current setting is too cheery, almost like a Marvel movie. And whilst I think there's nothing wrong with a bit of noble bright or even comedy here and there, 40k is still very much producing the nightmare fuel. From S&M loving nuns who pump themselves full of adrenaline, to an oversized uterus that demons claw their way out of, there is no shortage of lore that makes your skins crawl. Or gets you excited if you're a degenerate like I am. Before we get started, I'm throwing a 20% discount on all Majorkill singlets until Sunday, in which they will then all dark things in 40k, so if this video does well, then I'll make another 10. Let's get into it. At number 10 we have the rejuvenation treatments and the corruption of the elite class of the Imperium. In Warhammer 40k, you can receive various chemical treatments which restore your youth and can extend your life for a couple hundred years. For mega rich officials or important people, this is done by an expensive yet clean process. No one is hurt from you getting your erections back. However, for the people who have money and influence, but just not a crazy amount, they pretty much just kidnap young people and forcibly extract their youth painfully via their stem cells and bone marrow. They literally steal their youth. But Majorkill, stealing youth isn't really that grimdark compared to thousands of other horrible things out there in the Warhammer galaxy. Shut your youthful mouth, Timmy, before I break you open and drink your stem cells. Sure, shaving a few years off some kids
looks like Anduin from
compared to that same being eaten alive by Tyranids. However, it's the implications of it. The Imperium, the good guys, are totally chill about these horrific human rights violations as long as the planet is paying its taxes. They will overlook almost anything other than chaos stuff or Xeno stuff as long as you pay your taxes.
Once you stop paying your taxes, then we get an issue.
Is inescapable. At number 9 we have servitors. Servitors are lobotomized slaves, kind of like androids. Now at one end of the spectrum, that isn't that dark. They can be lab-grown and cloned, or the lobotomized people can be murderers or rapists, so it's a fitting punishment. No point wasting good flesh on the electric chair, But this quickly gets dark when you realise that a lot of the servitors don't fall into this category. Maybe they're just people in the wrong place at the wrong time. Maybe the planet wanted more servitors but didn't have enough rapists, so they started lobotomizing simple thieves or innocent people. Some Space Marine chapters turn their failed initiates into servitors. That's right, not only do you fail to achieve your dream of becoming a Space Marine, but then you are horribly disabled from the procedure.
Don't even let you go back to like a scout or anything like that? Like, geez.
This goes even darker as some servitors,
I wonder what chapters do that.
A massive dick, still maintain their thoughts and consciousness, however their bodies kept
I wonder
as a
if you
slave.
fail, can you go...
Kinda like the black dudes from Get Out. The use of servitors is practical and widespread, despite most people considering it a fate worse than death. Once again, the Imperium, the good guys, are the ones that do this. Number 8 gives us how overkill and painful weapons are in 40k. There are a lot of guns and melee weapons that people swing around like horsecocks that deliver the pain. But did you know that every weapon spells agony? Even the lasgun, a weapon you would think that would be pretty painless and clean, is horrific. A lasgun wound kills the nerves and cauterizes the bleeding. However, with such horrific burns, it would allow infection to set in and kill the soldier after a couple days of agony. During this time, it would take 3 to 4 people to look after the wounded soldier and carry him around. This was on purpose. Why make a weapon that kills someone instantly when you can make one that kills them after 3 days of them draining time and resources from the rest of their squad? There are other weapons like the chainswords and planet-killing biochemical bombs, but I highlight the lasgun to show that even the most standard weapon in the Imperial Army was made with malice to inflict pain and suffering.
Respect's growing for the lasgun.
We have the nuns with guns on drugs. Basically, when Sisters of Battle or other members of the ecclesiarchy do something really wrong, such as use common sense or question the fact that the Imperium is super religious despite the God Emperor of Mankind being a devout atheist, they are pumped full of stimulants that increase the pain they can feel, however prevents them from easily dying. Then they are crudely plugged into a walker, which interfaces with their spine and makes them feel more pain. Then they're sent into battle, like some kind of expensive zealot dreadnought. They also have zero front protection, as their faith is supposed to protect them, hence a very expensive unit can be instantly stopped by anyone with his gun and semi-competent accuracy. Because of this, for me, this is more Grimdark than Grimdark. The Emperor thought...
Now, is it true? I thought I heard somewhere, but, you know, once they're put into this machine and stuff like that, after so many battles, if they survive, they're supposedly forgiven for their sins. I'm not sure. I thought I heard that somewhere else in another video, not Majorkill, but another video, but I thought that's what it was, like someone sinned or something like that, and then they get put into this, and to repent, or I guess be forgiven for it, you know, if they survive X amount of battles, then they are supposedly forgiven. I don't know if that's true or not, but let me know.
Shit like this was retarded, so obviously he's not going to give the self-harming faith machines any help. I guess I included it because I have this weird thing where I don't like watching or seeing attractive women get disfigured or violently killed. Is it just me? Like, if I see a dude die in a movie or an ugly or okay looking girl die in a movie, then I'm like, sure, whatever. But as soon as a hottie gets her face torn off or gets her skull bludgeoned in, it really messes with me.
Not the
so maybe
hottie.
The fact that the artwork
Not the hottie. Take the ugly one.
Penitent engine featuring a very nicely shaped, scantily dressed woman resonates with that part of my brain. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below if your brain is as messed as mine is. Slapping down at number 6 gives us the simple yet agonizing process of refueling Imperial warp drives. A piece of technology capable of tearing a hole into hell, then driving a ship through that hell to the other side, is not going to be a friendly piece of technology. Hence, whenever a warp drive needs to be refueled...
What's that movie? Oh God, what is that movie? Sam Neill was in it. You know, it was kind of loosely based on 40k. Oh God, what is it? Yeah, it's Sam Neill. I think who else was in it? Not Samuel L. Jackson. Oh, why am I doing this now? Oh, screw it. I already started looking. So, film. It's an older film. And Jurassic Park. Nope, it was before Jurassic Park. No, it wasn't in the 70s. Or was it after Jurassic Park? Or was it before Jurassic Park? Hunt for Red October. Event Horizon, 1997. There we go. Yep. Lawrence Fishburne's in it and everything like that. Yeah, this here definitely reminds me. Apparently, the movie was supposedly loosely based on 40k, because apparently in the Wikipedia, screenwriter Philip Eisner acknowledged that Warhammer 40k influenced the story, and the setting of Warhammer 40k spaceships travel the galaxy by passing through the warp, a parallel dimension where fast and light travel is possible, similar to hyperspace in Star Wars. So the movie was apparently very influenced by 40k, and this here, just totally reminded me of it.
Are pumped up full of drugs,
Which
so
was
they
actually a
can't
good
feel
movie
pain,
too.
and then they're put into thick lead suits. They then walk to the warp drive, the suit crumbling around them as their skin melts and their bones crack. By the time they finish refueling, they're little more than a puddle of irradiated flesh. The rough part of this is that this task is often carried out by loyal guardsmen, good soldiers, not slaves or servitors. Hence the captain orders a moment of silence during this process, as it's more or less a funeral for the guardsman as he dies in front of his battle brothers. Why warp drives were built like this, and why all ships don't have special machines or servitors that can just do this instead of a guardsman,
do they not
is
have
a mystery
like
to me, beyond the fact that it wouldn't be Grimdark enough.
Ability to
Coming in hot at number
refuel?
5, we have what happens when a ship is eaten whole by a Tyranid bioship. I saw an excerpt the other day in the 40k lore subreddit about this, and man, it gave me nightmares. Fighting Tyranids already sucks, but at least getting torn in half by a Tyranid warrior is a quick death. If you are unlucky enough to find your ship eaten whole by a Tyranid bioship,
as long as your
then
heart
you're in
and
for a
brain's
way
still
worse of a
alive.
time. Basically, once inside the bioship, you are still safe in your ship for a couple seconds. Then the Tyranids cut a hole in your ship and then fill the hole with acid. The acid is full of Tyranid worms that help catch and kill prey. In the excerpt, the captain is immediately killed as the acid falls on him. One crew member kills himself with a gun, another gets his leg melted off by acid and then the worms devour them. Another one runs and swan dives into the acid, and the final guy tries to survive, which just ends up with him having the most horrible death of them all, as the acid burns away his legs as the worms crawl inside his mouth and eat him from the inside out. Funny to think this is probably how microbes and bacteria in our food feel. There they are, enjoying some mango chutney, then bam! It goes dark, and then a horde of stomach acid and other organisms come in and wreck their shit. Truly a dark world we live in. Number 4 is about the Dark Eldar. Honestly, the stuff that the Dark Eldar do could easily cover numbers 10 to 1 of this list. However, something that not many people realise is that the Dark Eldar were what the Eldar were doing just before Slaanesh was born, and they basically have a lot of intact ancient Eldar tech, the kind of tech that can solve most of the galaxy's problems. This technology allowed the Eldar to be the dominant force in the galaxy for 50 million years. It can cure all illnesses, terraform planets, move around suns. They have stuff which makes Dyson spheres seem primitive. If they gave this out to different factions of the galaxy, it could genuinely win the war for the good guys quite easily. But they choose not to because it's funnier that way. Or if they choose to do it, they will do everything they can to make it more like a monkey's paw. For example, when various Craftworld Eldar united to try and stop 2 major Tyranid hive fleets from meeting up and exchanging DNA, the Dark Eldar sent them a psychic bomb, which was instrumental in winning the battle. The catch was that the bomb needed to be manually detonated, hence some Eldar Fastiers had to die and their spirit zones destroyed. In reality, the Dark Eldar would have had about a dozen or other devices or weapons which have been way more efficient and not required the loss of life to use. However, it was a way better gag using this one. Down to number 3, we have another Dark Eldar mentioned on this list. No surprise there. We have the Homunculi's experiments, most notably their creation of a Slaaneshi Eldar hybrid. What do you get when you combine unlimited access to resources and technology with zero ethics?
That thing is pretty messed up.
Dark Eldar scientists who are masters of genetic engineering and naughty voodoo. One such homunculi was more insane than the rest. He wanted to experiment on demonettes of Slaanesh, however, as demons aren't made of flesh and bone, but instead out of warp energy, any attempts to modify them had no lasting effect, and generally just ended in them being banished. Hence, the homunculi bound a demonette with an Eldar slave, killing the slave. He then experimented on the demon Eldar who was flesh and bone, until he created the cackling abomination. Imagine a stretched out Eldar with the teeth and face of Pennywise from It. They give off an aura of insanity which infects people's minds, flooding it with laughter and dark whispers with the intention of driving them insane. If a cackling abomination catches you, it won't kill you. It will imprison you and cackle as it peels off your flesh, violates you, and exposes you to the deepest agonies possible, before you finally die after constantly begging for death. By the way, the homunculi who invented the cacking abominations did so as a meme. Number 2, gives.
I did it for
The
the
homunculus
lols.
bar.
You know what this is, so instead of telling you what it is, I'll describe it from the perspective of the unluckiest person in the galaxy. Imagine you're a chick on a planet just chillin', raising your kids
I
and
heard
trying
this
to
one.
ignore how grimdark everything is. Suddenly, a ship drops into the system, and large scary men in chaotic metal armor drop down to the planet, kill your family, your kids, your
Yeah, I
pets,
heard the story
and they
on
take
this
you
one.
prisoner.
Someone else did a
You're dragged
video
into
on
their
it.
ship along with various other women from your town. They drag you through hell, and you end up being on a dark planet in a cage. They then pump you full of steroids and other chemicals. Your body agonizingly grows enlarged. Your skin rips as it can't stretch fast enough. There are no painkillers. If anything, they deliberately make it more painful. Your lips are torn off by your ever-growing jaw. You are left in agony, naked, chained up in a wet pit in a dark room. They enter the room and shove strange organs inside you that make you sick. At this point, you're only kept alive through foul magic and chemicals. Finally, they insert adult males into your already destroyed uterus, where they gestate for some time before they finally tear their way out of you. If you die, then lucky you. If you live, then you're stitched together and in goes another human. Big oofed. Fortunately, an Ultramarine and a bunch of rejected Iron Warriors without skin were able to destroy this project and mercy kill all of the homuncular bar. So there's that.
Yeah, I
Have
heard
fun
the
sleeping.
lore video on that
Whenever
one.
I read
That's-
about or think about the homuncular bar, I just pretend that the girls take it and turn into these abominations were ugly bitches in the first place to try and cope with the inevitable horrific mental images that follow. Finally, number 1. Everyone is doomed.
Grimaldus.
Every faction in 40k, bar maybe Necrons and Tyranids, are doomed to oblivion. For the Imperium, the Emperor's golden throne is failing. Once they switch it off, the Imperium will be shattered and countless will die. Now
I wonder, will the Emperor, like, I don't know if, like, Games Workshop will ever go that route, like, you know, sure, the Golden Throne is failing, but will Games Workshop ever, I doubt they will, but pull the trigger on the Golden Throne has failed. That's it, you know. I don't know if they can go that route, because I mean, the Emperor is such an iconic figure, and to officially, like, kill him off, I don't know if they could do that. Obviously, I doubt they could bring him back. I don't know whichever way they could do, or if he'll just, you know, yeah, he's still slowly dying, you know, I don't know.
did cover what I think would happen if the Emperor died, and there is
Ooh.
potential for this to end up good.
That could
but
be
knowing
another good
40k
video.
and its grim darkness, it likely won't. The Eldar are a dying breed, with the Craft Lords falling one by one, and the Dark Eldar trying to stave off Slaanesha's claim on their soul, but are slowly failing as well. The Tower just one galactic sneeze away from being blown apart, and if Chaos wins, they
Poor
lose,
Tower.
as without life to sustain them, they wither away. It seems that the Tyranids that we have already seen, and that have already caused so much damage to the galaxy, were little more than scouts ahead of a gigantic army that will consume everything. Or maybe all the Necrons will wake up before then and just vaporize us with their fleet of Death Stars.
What about
The biggest
orcs?
grimdark part of Warhammer is fighting against the dying light. This is also the most noble part of Warhammer, knowing that you will lose, maybe in 100 years, 1,000, 10,000 or more, but one day, either way, you will lose. Knowing this and choosing to fight anyway is why we love Warhammer and the Imperium so much. Knowing that they can give generations of people full, peaceful lives is what keeps people like Gilliman going, and I respect that highly. Warhammer is grimdark, that isn't changing. Whether it be its themes or straight up lore moments, there is plenty here to make you go, wow, fuck me, I'm glad that's not my galaxy. If you have other grimdark moments you want to share, then let me know in the comments below. If this video does well enough, I will do a follow-up and probably base a lot of the next 10 grimdark moments in that video off your comments here. So make sure
I hope
you
he did
thumbs
do
up if
another
you want
one.
to see that. And that does us for today, guys. 10 grimdark moments or things.
I hope he did do another video. I'll have to take a look, but I do like that that other video he mentioned. You know, what was it? What happens if the Emperor dies? Might have to check that one out because that'd be very interesting. But yeah, I don't know if Games Workshop would ever, you know, pull the trigger on that and be like, "Yep, the Emperor has died." Because then where do you go from there? You know, just so much stuff, you know, still revolves around the Emperor still being alive, if you will. I don't know if they could like ever pull that trigger and be like, yep, the Golden Throne has failed, the Emperor is dead, you know, he's gone, that's it, there's no more. I don't know if they could ever really do that. And I mean, I doubt they could really bring the Emperor back to life. I don't know. I'm sure they'll just continue on, you know, yeah, the Emperor's still slowly dying. Slowly and slowly and slowly, and just keep, you know, kind of like kicking that can down the road, if you will. But yeah, very cool video, very interesting. That is some very yeah, messed up moments. I did hear about the Homunculi and stuff like that. There wasn't, someone else did another lore video on it, and I guess covered like a book or something like that about the Space Marine captain. And I can't remember the other Space Marine he was like going after, who was like behind that whole thing, or the area where the Homunculi were and stuff like that. But yeah, that one there was pretty messed up. The servitors is pretty crazy as well. Same thing with the refueling of yeah, the refueling of the ship and stuff like that. I don't know why they can't use servitors unless they just don't have, I don't know, instead of hands, the parts to, you know, refuel with, or I don't know, unless there's only so much time you have, and a servitor would just still die. You know, I don't know, unless you just need an actual person to do it, to, you know, snap decisions, to be like, all right, gotta do this quickly, you know, put this in here, turn it on, lock this, and, you know, all this stuff here. And a servitor just might just you know, I don't know, your guess is as good as mine. Yeah, that's also messed up with the Tyranids and stuff like that. Can you just imagine that? That is really messed up. Dark Eldar speaks for itself. Not that much more to really say about the Dark Eldar, but yeah, same thing with the last gun. That's pretty interesting. I did not know that about the last gun. All right, let me switch over to that video I was telling you about. So this is actually from a channel called Mavericks Paint. And yeah, here it is. This is really some really cool stuff. I am hoping he does a part 2 to this. I think he said he was going to. So I've been got my fingers crossed and everything. But yeah, this is some real, like, grim, dark stuff. Oops. Like, look at this. You know, you don't see the darker side of the battle. And I mean, that must have been like a melt-a-gun. I mean, what's that? Tyranid just bursting through his chest and stuff like that. Like, how messed up is that? You want Grimdark? This is Grimdark. You know, yeah, you can learn about the battles, but not the injuries. Like, look at that. Look at, oh, dude's arm is just like, ugh, dangling off. Dude's jaw is just like ripped open. I don't know what ripped him in half there, but that's pretty cool. I mean, look at that. Half the torso charred, skull and bones. Look at that. There goes his head popping off from some sort of explosion. I don't know what hit him, but damn. I like the tank. Tank is really cool. Traitors and all the bloody handprints all over the place. Yeah, I mean, that definitely must have been a melt-a-gun. Look at that. Look at that. Dude split in half. Right through the face and everything. That's really cool. I like the lights and everything. More victims tutorial speed painting. So I definitely want to see another part to this. But yeah, I mean, that there is Grimdark, the Grimdark of battle. Ugh. Ugh. That, look at the bones. All the bones from his arm broken and just dangling by skin and flesh and ugh. But yeah, there you go. There's actual Grimdark of the battle. You know, yeah, you hear the stories and, oh, this Space Marine captain, you know, slayed 50 orcs, won, you know, solo and stuff like that. Here's the rest of the battle, you know. This fellow Space Marine got his head blown off and his arms dangling by like a couple like little tendons and stuff like that. Or, you know, the rest of his fellow Space Marines get blasted by like a melt-a-gun and just charred half his body, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's some really cool stuff there. Definitely go check out this channel here. My neighbor who paints my stuff for me, because I just can't paint. I suck at painting. I tried. I just can't. My stuff looks like crap. He's painted all my stuff for me. So like he's painted this. I don't know if it's gonna zoom in. Yeah, so he painted him for me. He painted a couple, you know, a couple models for me and stuff like that. Yep, the what is it, Space Marine Ancient. Yeah, so he's painted like that for me. My Imperial Guardsman. So I'm actually going to have him, I showed him this video and stuff, and he found that very interesting. And I guess it's got like a tutorial on how to do like the blood and this stuff here and just the gore. I'm going to have him try to do one of my models with some of this blood stuff on the weapon or something like that. But yeah, definitely go and check out this channel too. Just really cool looking stuff. There is the Grimdark of a battle. Alright, so anyways, videos have gone on way too long as it is. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that thumbs up button. That'd be awesome. You know, like I said, leave me all your thoughts and comments. Yeah, and if there is any other videos you want me to check out, let me know down below. I think that other one will probably be my next one I do. What would happen or what happens if the Emperor dies. That sounds like a very interesting video, so I think that one might be next. But if you guys got any other recommendations, let me know. And, you know, other than that, feel free to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. And other than that, just stick around. More videos are on the way. And I will see you guys next time.